Welcome back, Sandwalkers. Today we're talking about Dune Awakening's most recent live stream about base building, and they also touched on the Landsrad and the Exchange. I'm going to be making a video later about Landsrad and the Exchange, so look out for that. However, today we're talking about base building. But before we do that, there's a few things I want to point out that maybe you guys might not have heard or know about. Dune Awakening was delayed, and the new launch date is on June 10th. Dune Awakening also has a large-scale beta coming up that you guys can register for by going to Steam and clicking Request. That's going to run from May 9th till May 12th. And spots are limited, so make sure you go click Request, and if you don't get in, make sure to check out your favorite creator, like me. I'm going to be giving away some keys. They will also be giving away keys in their official live stream. Also, if you want to get a little bit of a head start on Dune Awakening, you can go ahead and skip the character creation process by just downloading their character creator and benchmark tool. And if you do this and create your character early, character will transfer over to the game when it does launch. You will also be able to get a frame blade skin that you'll be able to redeem at launch as well. And of course, they have all the other pre-order goodies, so make sure to check out Steam for those. All right, with that all out of the way, let's talk about base building in Arrakis, guys. If you think you're just slapping down a few structures and hiding from sandworms, you're going to have a bad time. This system is way deeper than it looks on the surface. From land ownership, faction aesthetics, taxes, power grids, all the way up to blueprint sharing, it's legit one of the most layered building systems I've seen in a survival MMO. That brings me to the first thing. Arrakis doesn't care about your aesthetic walls. First thing you learn the hard way is that sandstorms on Arrakis, they are base wrecking, gear ripping death machines. Walls are a start, but if you're not generating power and activating your shields, your base will literally decay into the sand. Same goes for your vehicles. If they're not parked inside a shielded garage, they are toast. But first things first, you're going to need to claim your land, right? Your home base will start with a console called the Subief. Think of this as like a HQ beacon. You'll be able to drop it on a flat terrain, and you'll see a projection that defines your buildable space. As you progress, you'll be able to unlock an advanced version of this Subief that not only gives you more space, but also lets you expand vertically, like building cliffside towers or stacked fortresses. The limitations to the building in Dune Awakening is actually insane. Dune Awakening's building system with the verticality is really cool, by the way. But remember, bigger it is, the more taxes you're going to pay. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, there is a tax system in this game. The first Subief that you set down in the first area when you start the game, you will not have to worry about paying a tax for. However, later on, you will have to worry about, paying your dues. Not paying will mean that your shields go offline, shields go down, and your base gets shredded. I mean, this is Arrakis, ladies and gentlemen, not Animal Crossing. You're probably wondering if you're able to build with your friends or maybe a competent stranger. Well, I'm here to tell you that is definitely possible. Once you claim land, you'll be able to grant permissions to your friends, either as associates or full-blown co-owners. So whether you're building a PvP fort or just a cozy guild outpost, you won't have to do it alone. A pro tip though, set up projections first. These are basically ghost outlines of what you want to build, then have your crew fill them in. It's like pinging your squad in Apex, but with architecture. From foundations to flare, building flows really nicely. Foundations snap cleanly, walls connect without jank, and you've got a piece picker that cycles through options pretty smoothly. It takes a little getting used to, but overall, the building system in the game feels really nice. You can rotate, snap, and even free place things if you're feeling wild. And the best part, if you mess up, just delete it, get all your resources back. There's no big, punishment for experimenting with building. I cannot overstate how much that refund system saves your sanity when you're trying to make something not look like a sad shoebox in the desert. Now, I did mention earlier power grids. Let's talk a little bit about power. Your base needs power, period. Generators are the first step. Later, wind turbines take over and even generate water for you. Also, the shields don't just look cool. They're the only thing standing between your setup and total erosion. Yes. So without shields and things, your base will start to decay. It decays over time. So if you're offline for a really long time, you can expect to come back to a very decayed and eroded base. So you're going to need to repair it if your shields are down, if you have no power. But don't worry, refueling your grid is easy as doing it from the base console. I'd say also make sure that you guys are overbuilding power kind of early. Make sure you have plenty of power available because expansion eats power fast. And if you're crafting and running shields at the same time, that meter hits red quicker than you'd think. Now in Dune Awakening, there are a ton of utilities and fabricators and storage units and things that you're going to have to craft. Fabricators are basically where the magic happens. You'll be able to craft really cool gear there, weapons, and all that jazz. You're going to start with a really basic one in the beginning that's just for like general gear. But later on, you'll be able to unlock specialized machines for weapons, armor, vehicles, you name it. And yeah, you can craft directly from your storage. Even better, you can move full chests without emptying them, which is a huge quality of life feature that every survival game should have. Now, factions in this game, it matters a lot. And when it comes to base building, it's going to determine kind of how the style looks for your base. Now, I know a few different styles and factions that are going to be starting at launch. We've got Chom, which is your starter set. You've got Atreides, which is like the elegant, clean, military style look. Then you've got the Harkonnen, which is the dark, brutalist, like kind of like an organic style. But yeah, each faction has exclusive decor, roof styles, doors, and even giant statue heads or animal motifs. You align with the faction and their style becomes yours. Honestly, Atreides has my heart with those Hawkwing gates, but I respect anyone repping the Hark Rage core aesthetic. Now you've got a stationary base, but to traverse the world of Arrakis, you're going to need vehicles, and you do craft all of those things at your base. Every piece of gear and piece to a vehicle is going to be crafted through fabricators at your base. You'll be able to build and mod your own vehicles there, from buggies with mining turrets till full-blown ornithopters. Yes, I cannot wait for everyone to just be flying around in ornithopters. It's going to be wild. If you want to scan terrain from the air, boost across cliffs, drop in like a desert Batman, you could absolutely do that. Just make sure that you have the garage space and the fuel to keep them running, and you're good. Now, this next part really excites me, and it's probably one of the coolest things that I'm most excited for is blueprints, and you'll be able to share your base and create different bases and share them with people, or even sell them on the exchange. And like I said earlier, we're going to talk more about the exchange in another video, but you'll be able to share your base or your blueprint with your friends or sell them on the exchange. And that's a huge deal to me because I think I'm really going to like this system. And the way that you do this is you'll be able to craft something called a replicator. Through that replicator, you'll be able to craft the blueprints, and it'll save your entire base as a blueprint, which you can then drop anywhere. Like I said, share it with your friends or even sell. It's like Fortnite creative meets NFT style crypto sharing. I don't know. It's weird, but yeah, sell it on the exchange. In this live stream, they showcased a few different player builds from the beta. They asked the beta players to go ahead and make some builds and see what they could do with that. And ultimately, I mean, people were building pretty crazy stuff, man. There's floating cliffside towers, pentashield garages, giant faction halls, and yeah, someone even made a pizza shrine. There's even a scorpion base that looks straight up terrifying, honestly. Imagine if that thing could move. Dune Awakening's building canvas is just wild, honestly. So yeah, Dune Awakening isn't just survival and sandworms. It's also one of the most satisfying base building systems I've seen in a long time. The freedom, the polish, the utility, it just clicks. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it. Let me know in the comments what faction you guys might be going with, determined by the styles that come with those. And yeah, guys, that's going to be it. That really covered any of the base building aspects. Like I said, I'm going to be making a video about the exchange and the Landsrad coming up soon. We are also covering a lot of Dune Awakening stuff right now, so make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more Dune Awakening content. I will see you guys in the next video.